Hey guys, I'm Gamer back here for another video. Guys, welcome back to my retrospective series. We take a look at Madden 22, 23, and 24 and see how much NFL stadiums have changed over the time period. Let's go and get right into it. Today we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings Stadium, and to be honest, this is going to get exciting because of the fact that this is actually a very recent stadium, I will say, right? They destroyed the Metrodome. Once they destroyed the Metrodome, they built this bad boy. So this actually is somewhat new. There's cars. There's cars, and I love it, man. Yes, let's go. Why does every dome stadium have cars outside? Well, I mean, there was one stadium that wasn't a dome that had cars outside. I forget what stadium that was. I think it was the Eagle Stadium. I don't remember. It's on the channel. But anyway, though, every stadium is a dome stadium. Like, has cars outside, and I love it. Because it's just like, there's no reason to have cars outside, especially in a Madden game. Alright, we have Delta Sky 360 degree Club Turf Suites. Okay. Minnesota Vikings team locker room. Exit sign. Whoa, this is actually, it's actually a little detailed in here. They actually went above and beyond. EA, how dare you? Actually give us something good? And then this is not textured out here, but still, this is very light and like inviting. Those lights down there. EA just cares about the Minnesota Vikings? That's interesting. Is there a Vikings fan who's like a dev or something? Because I know what Kralo was a Seahawks fan. So, and this is 22, so this is right around when Kralo was in there. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of interesting how much detail Minnesota Vikings have right now. It'll be interesting to see how much it changes over the next 2 years, though. We're going to kind of find out if, you know, there was a Vikings fan as a dev, and then he kind of lost his job. Because, yeah. Alright. So it looks like inside here, it's pretty much just the same copy and paste all the way around. All the vendors are really nothingness. The top here, the vendors are nothingness again. Which, man. It's so weird, too, because, like, there's some stadiums where the vendors are crazy, and then there's some stadiums where the vendors are, like, nothing. And it's, like, it makes no sense, because you think EA would just be copying and pasting these vendors across all their stadiums. Just do the same vendors over and over again. No one's going to question anything. But instead, it's like some stadiums are like, all right, we'll put the cool vendors in here, and the other stadiums are like, nope, we're not going to put any vendors in here. It's like, why? Why do you go so hard for some stadiums, but you go so soft for another stadium? Okay, that sounded wrong. Never mind. All right, so let's look at the outside of US Bank Stadium. And wow, the what's it called? Elevation is weird. Okay, so we have cars. We have this little weird logo thing right here. There's so much glass in this stadium. So this stadium is known for killing so many birds. And why is that the case? Because of the fact that it's all glass. So if you gotta think about it like this, right? If you're a bird flying by the stadium, all you see is a reflection of the outside world, right? So if you're flying like a bird here, and you're going to call it, bam, hits the glass, dies. So there's so many, this is like known as the #1 bird killer in the world, this stadium, because it's all glass. I mean, there's so much glass, it just reflects the sky. So if you're a bird, you see the sky, you're flying, bam, automatically hits it, and they go kabooey. So, yeah, it's like, a lot of people were upset about that. I feel like when it first was created, there was a lot of people up in arms about it. No one really cares, I feel like, anymore, but yeah, that was like a huge thing when it first was built. People, like, really hated the stadium because of that. And, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, they're birds. You have to build a stadium, you know? So, like, if you want it to look good, glass usually is the way to go. I mean, I hate to say that because, like, you know, I do love birds, but at the end of the day, you know, they're going to prioritize football over birds. It is what it is, man. All right, so on the outside here, we do have working cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to see how many are rendered in at one time. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it looks like around 7 are rendered in. 8 are rendered in. So whoa, they go all the way over here. Holy crap. This is the most detailed cars, like, actually tracking in any Madden so far for any stadium size. So any stadium so far. Usually it's like one little set area and it's whatever, because it maybe the camera will pan there. This is all the way over here. You have cars driving. This is insane, EA. Why the Minnesota Vikings, though? I don't know why you go this hard on the Minnesota Vikings. And again, this is outside the stadium. You're never going to see this as a Madden fan. I did the intro sequence like 27 times. You never see the outside of the stadium, especially not the cars driving. So it's like they spent all this time and effort adding cars outside the stadium, having them route different directions, texturing them, doing all this detail. For what? You're never going to see it. And this is the most detailed cars possible. Now, this isn't in 24, and they take out all the cars things in 24, which kind of sucks too, because like, why? It's just so fun to have cars now at this point. You're gonna have cars in 23 and 22, why not have in 24? So 23 though, usually what they do is they make the map smaller, but they make the cars more like ramped up. Like there's more detail with the cars driving and the routes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be excited to see, you know, how 23 looks. Because 23 might look absolutely banging with how the routes look. Well, I mean the driving routes at least. Alright, so over here, Nothing Burger. Alright, so I think it's time to go on to Madden 23. And all the cool cars we have set up. So let's go ahead and Madden 23, guys. Hang on. Madden 23. Yeah. Oh no. I didn't know how to start this one. Yeah, so Madden 23, guys. We have a sign right here? That's not a sign. That's definitely not a sign. We have, okay, we have the X sign, team locker room. I don't even know what I'm reading at this point, man. Oh, man. I hope you guys had a great Christmas overall-wise, because it is going to be a crazy 2024 on all my channels. I am going hardcore on Madden 23 and 24 Madden 24 and 25. Holy crap, on this next year. Dude, I don't know what words are anymore. I can't even fathom words anymore. What just happened, bro? I think my brain just went into like La La Land. Alright, so let's look down here. We got the little suites we didn't look at 22, but they're exactly the same in 23. That's why I didn't really look at them too much. In here, we have the same exact area. Little bit of a cool area here. And then if we go up here, this nothingness, it goes into nothingness. What do we have up here, though? I'm going to guess it's very similar. Now, if you have seen my videos, you know 24 is just going to be fans freaking everywhere. That's like the 24 update. It's just add fans everywhere. Oh, wow. They actually made these concession stands a little bit bigger. So instead of it just being a little small area, now it's actually full-on, like, inside, which is something they'd love to do at 23, which is just make more depth, add more depth to the concession stands. So instead of it being a plastered picture, it's now, like, an actual area you can walk into. Isn't much detail they add on that, but they just add that little concept. More cars. Love to see it, man. Love to freaking see it, because you're not going to see it on 24, sadly. US Bank Stadium on one side, as always. This side, we have US Bank Stadium, more cars. It looks like the cars are also more textured. A little bit more textured. US Bank Stadium. And then we have our typical Viking ship. That is so freaking dope. I definitely want to go to the stadium one day, because I've never been to the stadium. And to be honest, I want to eventually travel to all 32 stadiums. Problem is fans. Fans are crazy. And I don't know if I want to go with there, because I have to wear certain jerseys, because you wear the wrong jerseys, you can get screamed at a punch, or, I mean, too many fights at these stadiums, I guess. But anyway, we have more cars. Let's see how many cars we have here now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's going to be like probably 8, same thing as before, which is our top number of cars rendered in at one time. It just takes a lot of assets to render in as many cars. And holy crap, is that a lot of cars on this highway. Yeah, you have all the time in the world to do this, but you can't just improve gameplay. Gameplay would be the most beautiful thing for you to work on. EA, nah, bro. We gotta work on this. We gotta perfect this first. the driving of the cars. And then we're going to take it out in 24. You're not going to have driving cars, but you're going to have a beautiful stadium. Although I will say, Minnesota Vikings Stadium in Madden 24, we're going to look at in a second, is actually really freaking nice. I'll give EA props on that one. It is actually really nice. They did a good job on it. Just, it would have been better with cars. Why? Because I like cars. I don't know. It's fun to have cars. Alright, so... very plain outside this stadium. I feel like 22 was more detailed. And now we're going to get to 24, which is the Mac Daddy of everything, because it has to be the smallest map of the three. Usually it's always the smallest map of the three, so should be interesting to see how 24 looks. So let's go ahead and get on 24, guys. One sec. Madden 24. Let's see how this looks. And starting off right away, I'm rocking a solid 30 FPS. I hate Madden 24 so much on PC. On PC, Madden 24 is the bane of my existence, just because of how freaking crazy laggy it can get. Alright, so let's see inside this tunnel here. Okay. It's a lot more detailed than 22 and 23 was. Obviously, it's a lot lighter, too, so it's a lot, like, more inviting. Dude, why am I dropping frames so freaking much, EA? You guys absolutely suck at making PC Maddens. Like, Madden 22, Madden 23, hit it out of the park, man. That was pretty dang good. Now, once we get outside the stadium, everything is going to stop lagging. It's going to be beautiful. It's just inside these stadiums. For some reason, EA does not know how to code games where the inside of the stadium is not, like, trash when it comes to FPS. I have no idea why. But, and I am rocking a 4090, 14600K, everything you could want. 128 gigabytes of DDR6 RAM. Like, your boy's packing himself like at least $10,000, $15,000 computer. So it's not my computer. It's definitely the problem of the game. But it is what it is. Alright, so this is so much darker inside, which is typical Madden. This is typical Madden on, you know, Madden 24, which is just inside is completely crazy dark. Now, the thing about Madden 24 is, what they learned was, wow, we should just add more fans to every aspect of the state. Nah, hold up. Hold up, I saw a car. Oh, that's not a car. The grass is changing. What the heck? So there's no car, it's just the grass here is changing. Okay, so it's like updating. Interesting. Now, of course, Madden 24 has no cars in it, but it does have is a very much more detailed stadium. And that's pretty much the big thing with Madden 24 is fans are a lot more places. I'm surprised they're not outside the stadium. Usually in Madden 24, fans are all over the outside. I guess because it's a dome stadium, they didn't want to put them on the outside because you're not really going to see them. But yeah, that's pretty much what 24 is. So it's like take fans and put them everywhere outside the stadiums. And that's pretty much all you're going to get with 24. It's going to be a smaller map. It looks like this map isn't too crazy smaller, but it definitely is a tad bit smaller. If you want to see a more detailed look, by the way, of this stadium, I have a whole entire playlist on the channel of my Noclip series where we go through all these stadiums in Madden 24, even the practice facility, all the, you know, franchise stadiums, all that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of details there if you want to check that out. But overall wise, man, I don't know. Like, I want to go back to Madden 22, Madden 23 when it comes to this Vikings stadium. That's where the heat was, man. And yes, it was because of the cars. The cars made it better. Now, the inside, the real big difference with Madden 24 of this stadium is just that tunnel. That one tunnel was so much more detailed in 24. But outside of that, man, it's just pretty much copy and paste of 22 and 23 at this point. But without cars. EA, worry about cars next Madden, please. See you guys next one.